Oh, hello everybody, it's me, Toby. Some people say I'm square, but I'm actually a rectangle. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to do a one-point perspective drawing of my main man, number 7, Toby. So, here's what we need today. First, your hands. Very important. Next, I'll be drawing everything out in pencil. We're going to need a ruler for straight edge. I got out the woodless colored pencils again because I liked how those worked. And an apple. You don't need it, but they taste good and they are good for you. So, first things first. A one-point perspective drawing is a technique that you use to make it look like things are going into the distance. So you start off by drawing a horizontal line across your paper. This is called the horizon line. So this represents the sky up here and the ground down here. And then we'll just pick a point on the right side of the paper. That's the vanishing point, where all the lines that go into the paper are going to lead back to that point there. Let me show you. Next, I'm going to make the train tracks that Toby is on. So, I'll take my ruler, starting from the vanishing point, make one line, then I'll move it a little bit and make my next line. These are the train tracks that lead all the way back to the point where they vanish, the vanishing point. Next thing I'll do is make the front of Toby. Better bring him out so I can look at him. You know what they say, he's pretty square. So, start off from one side to the next, and then up, up, and across. Drawing all of my lines very lightly so that I know I'm going to erase them when I'm done. There's the front of Toby. Next, I'm going to draw the sides of Toby. If we look at him at a certain angle, the front of it is very square. The sides will look like they're going back into the distance. That's the trick of the one-point perspective. So I'm going to go from this corner all the way back to the vanishing point. And this corner, I will go all the way back, but there's a line already there. That's part of my train track. And now I just have to end how far back Toby's going. Say it's about there. And now I have a box. A rectangular box in the shape of our buddy, Mr. Tobes. Next, I'll start adding some details, like the bumpers, the lines that go back, maybe some lines for the wood. And the lines for the roof. Next, let's work on his face. Hello, it's me, Toby. My face is square. Yes, it is. You do have a square face. Maybe that's why they say he's square. Because his face is square. I'm just going to roughly sketch out where I think his face will go. And maybe some of these windows up here. His bell thing. And then maybe some loose lines coming across here. Toby has 2 round eyes. I'm going to make them extra big so they look kind of cartoony. And his nose kind of sticks up a little bit, and you can see his nostrils there. So I'm going to show that, like that. And of course, a smile, because he's a happy train. Hey, Toby.
Hey, it's me, Toby.
Bumpers. And I don't know what you call that thing. I think it's a, I don't know, cow brush or something. So if we follow back here, you can see part of his wheels. This one only has 2. It's big number 7. Lines that go like that. Some squares in here. Maybe some doors for people to get in and out. And what's on top of them? Some lines and a switch to turn them on and off. So, but because of the perspective that we're looking at him, you can't see the top of his head. So I don't have to do any of that stuff on top. Well, that looks pretty good to me. Now comes the fun part. Sharpie. I'm going to take my time and outline all the pencil lines that I want to outline. Leave the ones that I don't. Toby has kind of a round top, so I'm going to make sure to show that. Just a little bit of a roundness to it. I'll make it extra thick. And then it comes down like that. What do you think, Toby?
Oh, looks pretty good so far. Thank you. Looks very good.
Thanks, Tobe. Here's some handles to hold on to when you get on the tram. Some windows to look out of while you're riding the tram. Some bumpers for biffing and bashing. Some eyes for seeing. Some nose for sniffing. And a mouth for smiling. What do you think? That's pretty good. Now the fun part. Putting in all the lines. Just going over top of the lines that I already drew. Pencil. Trying to be careful. And all the lines on the front of his face, because he's made out of wood.
Oh, yes, that looks very much like me.
Thank you, Toby. Next, I'm going to use the ruler again so I get a nice, neat, straight line for the horizon line. Remember, that's where the sky meets the ground, the horizon. And then I'm going to draw another neat straight line for the train track. And another neat straight line for the other side of the train track. There we have it, our very own Toby. Okay, next, the coloring. Start off with some gray to get his face. That square face of Toby. Anything else gray? Oh yeah, underneath here. Gray wheels, gray skirt up front. Gray rails. And a gray top, but we can't see the top here. Maybe just a little tiny bit right there. Okay, next, brown. For all the brown. Looks pretty good. Next. I think this is his light. But on this Trackmaster train, it's brown. So I'll just color it in brown. Next, I'm gonna get some black for some of the other details, like the windows and the doors. I'll need a yellow for the big number 7. And I'll need some red for the bumpers. What do you think, Toby?
Wow! That looks just like me.
Thanks, Tobes. Okay, let me peel the tape off here. We'll get a close-up view of my boy, Toby. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you like what's going on here. Or maybe you can try and draw Toby. Show me how it turned out. Be sure to like and subscribe. And tune in next time for the next drawing of our Thomas the Train.